Hello, 6th standard student. Already we have started to learn our third topic of mathematics, that is playing with numbers. And in this topic we have studied about the factors, multiples, prime numbers, composite numbers and different divisibility tests. And now in this video we are going to study about the prime factorization. That means when we are going to find out the factors that should be prime numbers. When a number is expressed as a product of its factors, we say that the number has been factorized. Thus, when we write 24 is equal to 3 into 8, we say that 24 has been factorized. This is one of the factorization of 24. And the others are, look at here, many different ways that we can use to factorize the number. Here 24 can be factorized as 2 into 12. So 2 is written as above as below because it is a prime number. Again then 12 is again factorized into 2 into 6. Again this 2 is prime number, so we cannot find out the factor of this 2 number, but it is a composite number, so we can factorize it in the form of 2 into 3. Now look at here, what is the factor of 24? That is 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. That is 2 2s are 4, 2s are 8, 3s are 24. Or as like this we can find out the factors of 24 as also, that 4 into 6. This 4 is a factor of 2 into 2 and 6 we write here as same as above, and these both 2's are prime numbers, and again this 6 can be factorized into 2 into 3. So again as like that 24 can be factorized into 3 into 8, that 3 remains as like as above, and 8 factorized into 2 into 2 into 3. So you can see these, the final answer is our same, but the ways are different. And at the final stage, whatever factors that we found in the form of multiplication, all the numbers are prime numbers. In all about the factorization of 24, we ultimately arrive at only one factorization, that is 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. In this factorization, the only factors 2 and 3 are prime numbers, and such factorization of a number is called a prime factorization. Let us take this for the number 36. Look at here, 36 can be factorized as 2 into 18 or 3 into 12 or 4 into 9 and 6 into 6. Look at here, 2 into 18 is factorized as like 2 into 2 into 9, and again it can be factorized as 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. This 3 into 12 can be factorized into 3 into 4 3 is at 12. So we can write here 3 into 4. And again this can be factorized into 3 into 3 remains the same, and 4 can be factorized into 2 into 2. So we get here 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. Okay. As like that, for 36 is equal to 4 nines are 36. So 4 into 9, and this 4 can be factorized into 2 into 2, and this 9 can be factorized into 3 into 3. So we get here 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. 6 into 6 can be factorized as a 36. So 6 can be factorized into 2 into 3. And again this 6 can be factorized into 2 into 3. So we get here 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. So the prime factorization of 33 is same. 36 is same. That is 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. That is the only prime factorization of 36. Okay. So look at here carefully. Okay. Now we have to find out the write a factor of 90. Look at here, 90 can be factorized into 10 into 9, and this 10 again is factorized into 2 into 5. Again this 9 is factorized into 3 into 3. As like this we can solve this prime factorization of 90. Now find the prime factorization of 980, or with the help of this point also we can find out the prime factorization. Look at here, 980. 980 is a prime number, so it can be easily divided by 2. So we write here 2. Okay, by dividing this 980 by 2 we get here 2 4s are 8, so remain 1. 1 and 8 becomes 18, so 2 9s are 18, and the third number is 0, so 200. Again we get that 490 can be divided by 2. So we wrote here 2. And when we divided this 490 by 2, we get 245. Now look at here, at the unit place or at the ones place there is a 5. That means this whole number can be divided by 5. So I wrote here 5. Okay, this 5 fours are 20. 24 minus 20 gets 4, and above number is 5. The number gets 45. That 5 nines are 45. And again this 49 can be factorized or can be divided by 7. 7 sevens are 49, and this 7 can be divided by 7 because each and every number can divide by itself. When we are going to write find out the dividing numbers, all these are numbers are prime. So as like this way we can find out the prime factorization of a given number. As like this way we are going to solve this exercise 3.5 and consisting total 12 sums, and here we are going to solve this exercise 3.5. Already our school share a link where you can read your textbook. With the help of that link you can open your textbook page number 61, and now we are going to start to solve exercise 3.5, which you have to solve in your maths notebook. Okay, the first question, which of the following statements are true? If a number is divisible by 3, it must be divisible by 9. Is it correct? Just think properly. What is the table of 3? 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 3 threes are 9, 3 fours are 12, 3 fives are 15, 3 six are 50. Okay, the 3 contain 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 3 threes are 9. 3 and 6 cannot be divisible by 9. Okay, so it is a wrong statement. So we have to put here wrong. Okay. Second, if a number is divisible by 9, it must be divisible by 3. Okay, what is the table of 9? 9 ones are 9, 9 twos are 18, 9 threes are 27. Okay, as like this way we can find out the many multiples of 9. And we will take 18. 18 is divisible by 9 or it also divisible by 3. That means this statement is correct. See, if a number is divisible by 18, it must be divisible by 3 and 6. Look at here, 3 and 6. 3 6 are 18. That means if any number is getting divisible by 3 and 6, that means that same number is divisible by 18. So this statement is also correct. If a number is divisible by 9 and 10, both, then it must be divisible by 90. Yes, correct, because 9 tens are 90. That means that 10 number be also divisible by 90. So this statement is also correct. If two numbers are co-prime numbers, okay, what is the co-prime numbers? That means that prime numbers which having common factor only 1. Okay, at least one of them must be prime. No, both should be prime. So this statement is wrong. All numbers which are divisible by 4 must also be divisible by 8. Is it correct? Okay, what is the table of 4? 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8, 4 threes are 12. But 12 is not divisible by 8. So this statement is wrong. All numbers which are divisible by 8 must also be divisible by 4. Yes, correct, because 8, 8 2s are 16, 8 3s are 24. Each number which is multiple of 8 is divisible by 4. So this statement is correct. If a number is exactly divides two numbers separately, it must be exactly divide their sum. Yes. If a number is exactly divides two numbers separately, it must be exactly divide their sum. That means if we have to find out the half of two numbers, that means we have to do first their addition and then we can separate it. So this statement is correct. If a number is exactly divides the sum of the two numbers, it must exactly divide the two numbers separately. No, 6 plus 8 is 14. But if we get divided them, it put into 7 and 7. So all numbers are different. So this statement is wrong. As like this way, we have to solve this. The first question, which of the following statements are true? I hope so you getting it very well. You get understand it. So please solve this question in your notebook. Here is the question second. Here are the two different factors trees for 60. Write the missing numbers. Look at here, 60, 6 and 10. 6 10 is 60. So for what we have to write here for the 6, 2 3s are 6. So I have to write here 3. And for the 10, what we have to write here? 5 2s are 10. So we have to write here 2. For 60 here, 32s are 60. So what we have to write here? 2. For 30, 10 3s are 30. So we have to write here 3. Again, for 10, we have to write here 5 2s are 10. Okay, because it is very important. It is very important that we have to find out the prime numbers as a factor. So we have to write here 2 and here we have to write 5. Okay, as like this way we can solve this second question. Third, which factors are not included in the prime factorization of a composite number? Which factors? That is only 1. 1 is not getting in it and we not include because 1 is neither prime nor composite. Write the greatest 4-digit number and express it in the terms of its prime factors. The fifth one is write the smallest 5-digit number and express it in terms of its prime factors. Okay, as like this way we are going to solve this question number 5 and 4 and 5. Look at here, the greatest 4-digit number is 9909, and if we are getting this divided by 3, here we get 3 into 3333. So again 3 can be factorized into 1 into 3, and this 3303 can be divided factorized into 3 into 1111. So this 1111 can be factorized into 101 and 11. So the prime factors of 9999 are 3 into 3 into 11 into 11. 11 into 101. So what is the prime factor of smallest 5-digit number? The smallest 5-digit number is 10,000. And 10,000 can be factorized into 2 into 5,000. 2 is a prime number and 5,000 is a composite number. So this 5,000 can be factorized into 2 into 2,500. Again this 2 is a prime number and 2,500 is a composite number. So we have to factorize into 25 into 100. Now both are composite numbers. So we have to find out the factors of both numbers. So factor of 25 is 5 5s are 25, which having both prime numbers, and 100 is 10 into 10, but both are composite numbers. So again we have to find out their composite prime factors. That prime factors of 10 is 5 2s are 10. Here's also 5 2s are 10. So total prime factors of 10,000 is 2 into this 2 into 2 into 5 into 5 into 5 into 2 into 5 into 2. That is, we have to write here the smallest number which we have found as a prime factors, that is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. So here is the solution of the 6. The sixth question that told us to find all the prime factors of 1729 and arrange them in ascending order. And now state their relation, if any, between two consecutive prime factors. Look at here, they give us 1729. And if we divide this number by 7, we get here quotient is 247. So the factor of 1729 is 7 into 247. And this 247 can be factorized into 13 into 19. So the prime factors of 1729 are 7 into 13 into 9. So difference between two consecutive prime factors. So consecutive prime factors are 7, 13 and 9, and the difference is 6. Okay. Now the seventh one is the product of three consecutive numbers is always divisible by 6. Verify the statements with the help of some examples. Okay, they told us to find out the product of three consecutive numbers. We have selected three consecutive number 2, 3, 4, and here's the second example 4, 5, 6. If we multiply these three numbers, we get here 24 and 120, which is a multiple of 6. Okay, now the eighth one is the sum of two consecutive odd numbers is divisible by 5. Sum of two consecutive odd numbers. Okay, consecutive, that means next to each other but odd numbers. So after 3 there is a 4 even number and 5 is a odd number. So 3 plus 5 is equal to 8, which is divisible by 4. As like that, can also found that 5 plus 7 is equal to 12 and 12 is divisible by 4. 7 plus 9 is equal to 16 and 16 is divisible by 4. 9 plus 11 is equal to 20 and 20 is divisible by 4. As like this way, we can find out that the sum of two consecutive odd numbers is divisible by 4. Okay, here the question number 9. Look at here carefully how. In which of the following expression prime factorization has been done? Okay, 24 is equal to 2 into 3 into 4. 56 is equal to 7 into 2 into 2 into 2. 70 into 2 into 5 into 7 and 54 into is equal to 2 into 3 into 9. So look at here carefully how we can solve this example. Okay, in expression B and C prime factorization has been done. Look at here carefully. Okay, when we are finding out the factorization, this A consisting 4, which is a composite number, and this D is consisting 9, which is composite number. So only B and C having prime factorization. The 10th is determine the 25,110 is divisible by 5. Okay, look at here how we can solve this. The prime factorization of 45 is equal to 5 into 9. And so 25,110 is divisible by 5 as 0 is at its unit place, and it also divided by 9 because sum of their digits is divisible by 9. So 5 nines are 45, so it can be divisible by 45 also. The 11th one they ask, look at here carefully what they ask about the 11. The question is at the above side, so I am going to scroll it. Okay, just wait for few seconds. 18 is divisible by both 2 and 3. It also divisible by 6. Similarly, a number is divisible by 4 and 6. Can we say that number must be divisible by 24? If not, give an example and justify your answer. Okay. So here is the answer. It can be possible for every time. No. Look at here. The number 12 is divisible by 6 and 4, but 12 is not divisible by 24. Here is the example. And the 12th one they ask, I am the smallest number having 4 different prime factors. Can you find me? Yes, it is 210. Look at here, which are the smallest prime numbers which have to occurring only one time. That is, one is neither prime nor composite. After that, 2, 3, 5 and 7 are the 4 prime numbers, different prime numbers, and on multiplying we get here 210. So 210 is the smallest number having 4 different prime factors. Students, uh, eh, this is very easy, and now you have to solve this in your notebook. This exercise 3.5 already we have solved this question number 1 and already and also question number 2, 3, but from the 6, these all 6 sums are very important. Okay, I hope you get it. If you have any query, you can ask me in a comment box, but before that, you have to listen this video carefully, you have to watch this video carefully, try to understand try to understand all these sums yourself, and solve all exercise in your notebook. Why, when school will reopen, I will check it. And without wasting our time, I am going to start our next point, that is highest common factor, that is HCF. We can find common factors of any two numbers. We now try to find the highest of these common factors. What are the common factors of 12 and 16? They are 1, 2 and 4. What is the highest of this common factor? It is 4. What are the common factors than 20, 28 and 36? Again they are 1, 2, 4 and again 4 is the highest of these common factors. So the highest common factor, that is HCF of two or more given numbers, is the highest or greatest of their common factors. It is also known as the greatest common divisor, that is GCD. Listen carefully student. HCF, that is highest common factor, and GCD, that is greatest common divisor, is both concept are same. Look at here how we can find out that. Uh, 20. The prime factor of 20 is 2 into 2 into 5. 2 2s are 4, 4 5s are 20. Prime factors of 28, 2 2s are 4, 7s are 28. Prime factors of 36, 2 2s are 4, 3s are 12, 3s are 36. So the common factor of 20, 28 and 36 is 2, which is occurring 2 times. So we have to multiply this 2 into 2, that is 4. So 4 is a HCF of a given number. Do you get this? Okay, now we will solve some problems in exercise 3.6. That means then you will then this concept will be clear to you. Okay, they asked only 3 questions. The first one is find the HCF of the following numbers. What is the HCF of two consecutive numbers, even numbers and odd numbers? And they give a one word problem which is related to HCF. Okay, now we will solve this 3.6. Students, are you ready to solve this exercise? Very good. Here we will move forward to solve exercise 3.6. Look at here carefully. Okay, the first question is find the HCF of the following numbers. Okay, there are the 10 questions and all we are going to solve this. Look at here. The first one is 18 and 48. Look at here, one by one I am going to solve this. Factors of 18 is 2 into 3 into 3. Factors of 48 is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. Okay, the common factor is this 2, this 2, then this 3 with this 3. Okay, as like that this 2 and 3 on multiplying we get 6. So 6 is the HCF of 18 and 48. Here we go for the factors of 18 is 2 into 3 into 3 and factors of 60 is 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. So this 2, this is common with this 2, this 3 is common with this 3. So 2 3s are 6 is a factor HCF of 18. As like this you have to find out the factors, and with the help of finding the common factors, on multiplying that common factors you will get the HCF. Look at here the H1 I am going to solve this. Factors of 91 is 13 sevens are 91 and factors of 112 is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 7. So only 7 is a common factor, and between these two both, and factors of 49 is 7 into 7 and here is also 7. Only one factor is a is a common number. So HCF is 7. As like this you have to solve this all 10 exams yourself. Okay, I can solve this but it will be very restricted, that uh, you have to solve this all sums yourself, because you can do it. Already you have listened this video very many times, and it very uh, and you have already watched this video carefully. So try to solve this exercise 3.6 in the and question number first, which having 10 sums where we have to find out the HCF of the given numbers. So what is the second now? Hey, now we have to find out the HCF of two consecutive numbers is 1, because consecutive, that means next to each other, and the next numbers always having a 1 number which is a common factor. So HCF of two consecutive number is always 1. HCF of two consecutive even numbers. Okay, look at your two consecutive. So For here is the first even number is 2, which factor is 2 into 1, and the next is that is 2 into 2. Now look at here, the common factors are here is only 2 and 2. So the HCF of the even numbers be 2. As like that, odd numbers HCF, two consecutive odd numbers is 1, because all the odd numbers are not divisible by with each other. Okay. And the third one they ask about HCF of co-prime numbers 4 and 15 was found as follows by factorization. That is 4 is equal to 2 into 2 and 15 is equal to 3 into 5. Since there is no common prime factor, okay, is it correct? There is no any common prime factor. So HCF of 4 and HCF is 0, or is the correct answer? No, because there is a 1, because all numbers having common factor is 1. And if not, what is the correct HCF? Yes, the correct HCF is 1. Look at here. The number of correct HCF is 1. As like this, you can solve all these exercise 3.6. Already our school have shared a link where you can read your textbook. So please open your textbook of maths, page number 63, where you can see your exercise 3.6, which is you have to solve in your notebook. Okay. So till then, have a good day.